Good morning, brothers and sisters. Have you shouted for joy yet? Does your heart want to draw near the Lord every day? Are you looking forward to come before the Lord every morning? You do, or sometimes you don't. Is that right? But we shall shout for joy, and we shall really treasure that the Lord is waiting for us. He's looking forward to draw near us every day. It's so precious that the love of the Lord until now is still blazing. It is new every morning. I can say it is the new start of our relationship with the Lord every morning. The Lord longs to hear our voice and see our face. This desire has never reduced. How precious! Do you know? The Lord is thinking of us since ages ago. I was so happy at the very moment when I believed the Lord. I could get to know Him. I was so happy, for I could gain Him. My sins is forgiven. I was so happy that I could return to His bosom. But the longer I am in the Lord, the deeper I realize the Lord is happier than us. It is His longing that He can embrace us. His expectations start for a long, long time ago. His deep affection starts since ages ago. Brothers and sisters, we may not have this desire like the Lord, but I hope we draw near Him every day to enjoy the longing of our beloved to us, to enjoy His desire and His flaming love. I'd like to sing 2 hymns with you. It's in God's Family Hymnal, the 12th, Song 35, Passionate Love Forever, and Song 36, The Yearning of Love. There's no English version for the Passionate Love Forever, so we'll read the translation.
You became a man forever and died for me. United with me, lived in my heart forever. Lord, without any obligation and reluctance, it is not your burden and will never regret. Yet I am your secrets of love, love dream and desire since eternity. I forever amaze that I am your first love and your darling love forevermore. You are a man forever. You live with me from morn to night. I'm not your obligation, but I'm your love dream indeed. Your yearning from eternity, your joy that had your joy forever. Lord, I'm filled by your love for me. Let me respond to you always. Lord, your contentment let me be. Forever we are heart to heart.
The melody of these 2 hymns are the same, so I sing it one by one, and the meaning are quite similar. He became a man, and He has His passionate love to us, who wants to be united with us. He wants to dwell in our hearts forever, to be the nearest and the closest to us. And this is the secret in His heart. This love is still so fervent until now, It is so treasurable that we can be the first love of the Lord, to be his love forever. And my heart enjoys the second hymn as well. The true love longs to be the nearest and the closest. Hence, in the second hymn said, not only he dwelled in our hearts, but he longs to be with me from morning to night. The second hymn mentioned where his joy hid, and he is willing to give his life for us on the cross. It's so precious that there is a sentence in the hymn, I'm not your burden. In fact, we are not the burden of the Lord, but his love dream. In the Lord's heart, he never ever thinks that we're his burden. He is more than happy to dwell in our hearts. It's so precious, we will not think that it is a burden for you whom you loved. Am I right? And the Son of God, Jesus Christ, he is loving us with such love. Even though we are weak, and what we can do is very limited, he never thinks that we're his burden in the Lord's heart. He's so happy to dwell in our hearts, and he longs to live with us from morning till night. I hope every one of us cherish his face and responds to the yearning of his heart. This is also our greatest satisfaction and joy in our hearts. Shall we sing these hymns? And we will worship after singing.
You became a man forever and died for me. United with me, lived in my heart forever. Lord, without any obligation and reluctance, it is not your burden, and will never regret. Yet I am your secrets of love, love dream, and desire since eternity. I forever amaze that I am your first love, and your darling love forevermore. You are a man forever. You live with me from morn to night. I'm not your obligation, but I'm your love dream indeed. Your yearning from eternity, your joy that had your joy forever. Lord, I'm filled by your love for me. Let me respond to you always. Lord, your contentment let me be. Forever we are heart to heart.
Lord, so precious, your passionate love to us is forevermore. Your yearning of love is so deep towards us. Not only you are God, you have made a very precious decision of love that you became a man forever. In order to be the closest with us, you even dwell in our hearts forever. Oh Lord, it's so amazing. We're the secret in your heart since the very beginning. We're your first loved and your darling love forever. Oh Lord, not only you dwell in our hearts, you long to live with us from morning to night. To have the fellowship of love in spirit, we enjoy your presence and you enjoy us too. Lord, may you bless every one of us to live with you heart to heart every day. Lord, may you bless us. Brothers and sisters, I hope you can quiet yourself and draw near the Lord personally. So you can stop the recording fast, and we will read some verses once you're done. Brothers and sisters, we will read in Song of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 7. Let us read the verse. I adjure you, O daughters of Jerusalem, by the gazelles, or the does of the field, that you not stir up or awaken love until it pleases. From do not awaken love until it pleases, it can also be interpreted as not stir up until it pleases. Firstly, I was drawn by the word adjure in this verse. There was the command from the king, which was the same as an order. The manner of the beloved has the authority of king. How awesome was he! Seemed it was an awesome command, but it was a tender feelings to the darling. It has proclaimed how much the beloved cared about her. Here it mentioned there were two don't, not to stir up, nor to awake, so that the darling could keep on resting. She could be so tired or sick. The beloved was so thoughtful, wasn't he? Truly, the Lord knows us well. He knows our needs. He will not push us. Instead, his heart wants us to find rest in his bosom, in order to renew our strength, not to push us to stand up or put ourselves together. Not only we feel the gentleness and the thoughtfulness of the Lord, and he makes all things work together. He says no, and he means it. All things cannot cross the boundary. There is nothing can disturb or affect us without the approval of the Lord. I think of the letter to Hebrews chapter 1 mentioned, he upholds the universe by the word of his power. I'm so gracious that we're under his protection and his embrace. Even he makes an order to our sake, to make sure all things are under control for me, including the devil and the enemies. In a modern term, he is cool, a tough guy. I wanted to give thanks to him when I was meditating it, to respond to the Lord and have some thanksgiving to him. But I'd like to share with you, you shall continue to enjoy the heart of the beloved if you have time. Truly, he cares about you, and you're so important to him. Here the verse mentioned, the beloved was talking to the daughters of Jerusalem. He made an order to them. They may come to join in the fun, or they cared about the situation of the darling. But the king said to them, do not stir up nor to wake her up. I was thinking there are many brothers and sisters care about us. They wanted to come and help us. But sometimes what we need most is not to wake us up, but to have enough time to rest in the Lord's bosom. Not that we do so and so, which will be the help for our spirits. For example, Martha, who was busy in serving the Lord. In fact, she was distracted by much serving. The Lord doesn't want us to be as such. Instead, the Lord wants us to sit at his feet quietly like Mary, who doesn't have to worry nobody is doing the work, or worry about what will happen in the coming days. But what we have to do is this very moment to enjoy the good portion, and at the same time, he longs for us to have a peaceful heart to serve him. Even when we care and help for others in our ministries, he would like us to put our trust in him, to be peaceful. What I want to say is, the Lord's bosom of love is our operational base. We shall station in him and let him to guide us in our serving and love others. Then it is an easy task if we serve like these. Secondly, by the gazelles or the does of the field, the beloved command the daughters of Jerusalem. So what are the meanings of the gazelles and the does? I believe, first of all, the gazelles and the does are the animals which get scared easily. They are not aggressive at all, but they are good at running. Hence, they will run if anything goes wrong. The beloved make known to them not to threaten them, not even a little bit. My heart was so touched. The Lord wants us to have a peaceful heart, to enjoy Him peacefully. He will control all the situation, including the enemies. He will protect us, to keep us away from the calamity of the enemies. On the other hand, the gazelle or the does, it was told that they are pairing off most of the time. Usually they in pair, stag and dove. He is also commanding the daughters of Jerusalem, don't kill the mood. Let them drown in love and be romantic. The Lord longs to dwell with us in love and have the interflow of love with each other. A world with only two people without any disturbance. How He longs to be with us alone face to face, to be close with each other. He enjoys us and we enjoy being with Him closely. It is so sweet, isn't it? Lastly, I was touched by the last few words of this verse. Until it pleases. I was meditating. We have to wait for the true love. And the Lord has loved us since ages ago. He has waited for a long time. Since ages ago. He loved us and pursued us. And He declared His heart to us. Before we exist, He has well prepared to love us. He came from heaven to earth and became a man. He suffered various hardships. He was nailed on the cross to bear our sins, to bear the greatest agony. He had gone through as such. Yet He didn't push us at all. He was still waiting for us to turn to Him, waiting for us to get to know His love, to treasure His love. He's waiting for our hearts to love Him in return. He's so precious. Time cannot falter His heart. His determination to love us has not changed in any situation. He is willing to do His best, and He does everything He can for us. All He is waiting is our response to Him. His heart for not stir up or awaken love has not changed at all while we're growing. In Song of Solomon, I can see there are 3 verses which are similar to this verse in total. They are in chapter 2 verse 7 here, and chapter 3 verse 5 are exactly the same, and in chapter 8 verse 4, the word by the gazelles or the does of the field was missing. It declared to us that no matter which stages we're in, no matter how well we know the Lord, what the Lord desires most is our love, to love Him spontaneously, to offer our life to Him willingly. Not that we're forced to do so, but to love Him from the bottom of our hearts. As you can see, the Lord loves us wholeheartedly. He desires for our love to Him. These similar verses have appeared in the Bible 3 times. The heart of the Lord has not changed during our different stages, at different level of spirits, or at different pursuing. The Lord longs for our pure love to Him. When these Christians became mature in chapter 8, still the Lord longs for our love from our pure hearts to Him, our love to Him without any reservation. My heart was so touched. He is not looking for the efficacy of my ministry. He is not looking for what I can do for Him at the last stage of my life. In fact, what He wants from me is to love Him from my pure heart. I was thinking if I'm already 70, 80 of age, the time when I can't do much for Him anymore, I can still satisfy the heart of the Lord most, for what He wants most is me as a being. Brothers and sisters, you are very treasurable, for the Lord wants you most, but nothing else. I can say this verse is the first stage of the whole book of Song of Solomon. From chapter 1 verse 1 to chapter 2 verse 7 is the first phrase among the 7 phrases of the spiritual process. That is about when a man believed the Lord and is saved, to be united with the Lord and became a new creation. He has the desire and enjoyment of the Lord. The first phrase in Song of Solomon is when a young believer met the Lord initially, when he was not mature and not knowing the Lord well, but he has tasted the joy and satisfaction of drawing near the Lord. Here is the beginning of our spiritual life. There would be the second song and the third slowly and steadily. In these 8 chapters, it can be divided into 7 songs, 7 phrases. I hope we understand that in these phrases, if we have an eager heart for the Lord, your heart is drawn by Him, and you wanted to draw near Him. It is the most treasurable matter. All things are in vain without this desiring heart. It is so meaningful to have this verse as an ending for this phrase. No matter how much our spirits have grown, how mature we are, what the Lord wants most is our hearts, that we love Him spontaneously. Brothers and sisters, you have a choice every day. You can choose to draw near the Lord. You can choose to have a close fellowship with the Lord. He will never force you to do so. He is so happy every time when you come before Him, for you have chosen Him. It's so precious. The Lord has the love of waiting to us. He's waiting for you now. May you have time to quiet yourself, to respond to Him, your love, spontaneously and personally. Let's satisfy His heart. May the Lord bless you.